In this video, we'll look at setting up your kSupply with an HP PSU. To accomplish this, you'll need your kSupply board, a voltmeter, a 10mm wrench or socket, a 5mm hex key, a jumper wire, I recommend a single strand, and a flathead screwdriver, preferably a non-conductive one. If you don't have one, we've got an option. If the jumper wire configuration is incorrect, the PSU won't turn on. The kSupply is made to work with two HP power supplies, the DPS 800GB and the HSTNS-PR01. If we refer to the manual, our DPS 800GB requires two jumper cables as depicted here. However, rather than refer to the model name, we need to identify the tab configuration that matches our PSU. Here, the manual reference is on top and the PSU we're using on the bottom. Notice that this is not a match. Since the picture in the manual is not as clear, we've enhanced it here. This is the proper jumper wire configuration for our PSU. Now we can get to work. The small jumper wire will be installed into the two holes closest to the female power board connector. Using a multimeter set to continuity, we'll make sure that a good contact was achieved between the two jumped screw terminals. The next step is to connect our board to the power supply to make sure that our jumper wire is correct, that the PSU turns on and produces power. It's on, fantastic. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we're producing power. Let's go to DC. The center ring terminal is your negative terminal, and your bottom terminal here is the input positive. So we can read 12.19 volts out of there, perfect. And the output is the next step, but we're showing nothing right now, 1003. All right, so since we don't have a, since I don't have a non-conductive screwdriver, I've whittled a piece of wooden skewer to take care of this task. So what we're gonna do, this is your voltage adjusting pot. And you notice as we turn this, we get nothing, no change in voltage. So what's going on? Well, we have to make sure that we've got a little bit of the current going through there. And as we turn that up, we'll see that, let's turn it up about halfway. Okay, now we've got a little bit of voltage showing, and let's go back to our voltage screw. And our goal here is to adjust this potentiometer to 8.1 volts, since we're going to be using this with the K cap. Whoops, I got a bit too far. No, not yet. 7. And you're gonna move really slowly to get to here. Oops, an overshot. 8.1. There we go. 8.13. Okay, that step for configuring the kSupply is complete. The only thing you might want to do, I don't have the heat sinks installed on this yet. If I'm going to be using it without the heat sinks, then I should probably dial that down a little bit. But since I will be using it with the heat sinks, we can turn that all the way up to the stop. Again, these are tiny potentiometers, and we really want to, you don't want to put any torque on these. The stop is there, but it's easy to power it. And so we're with this skewer screwdriver, I am less able to put much torque on there. But when you do it, just make sure that you're really just turning it with light finger strength. You're all set. So the next step to this is we've got to connect our wires, which will lead to our K cap. So we'll need our supplied screws and washers, as well as nuts. Now make sure that the washers are in the correct orientation. The cut side towards the top. We want the nice smooth rounded edges on the board itself. The reason for that is that those sides are flatter and they make better contact with the board. All right, so I suggest mounting the wires below. I believe that's how they're shown in the manual as well. Washer goes on top, your cable goes at the bottom. And we'll tighten that down. All right, and off with this. So that's our negative. That's our input side. We want the output side positive. There we go. Our jumper wire is installed. Our two output wires are installed. Our voltage is set. We're ready for the kCap.